Hey everyone, thanks for checking back to the channel. My name is Donovan. I'm a realtor in Weymouth on the South Shore area. And today we're going to talk about a new development in Weymouth, as well as the overall market. And then we're going to also talk about what it's like to be a buyer going through a buying transaction come August after the NAR settlement takes effect. So first on the list, we're going to talk about 655 Washington Street in Weymouth. It has 160 apartments. It's called the Helix Apartments, and it's 4 stories. It has 117 one-bedrooms and 43 two-bedrooms. As of today, May 10th, the one-bedrooms are starting at $24.70, and the two-bedrooms are starting at $33.25. I believe that they do have pets, just some breed restrictions, and then you'd also get access to places like the fitness center, the clubhouse. They have an outdoor area, so it looks like a really nice place. It looks luxury, and obviously it's in a great location. On Washington Street, you can get quick access to like Hingham, down the landing. It's near BJ's, so it's a nice little area. Also, the overall Weymouth market right now. So in the past 3 months, we've had 63 sales, and median price $640,000. We have 23 active listings right now, 17 are new, and on average, they're sitting on the market 69 days. So I also want to real quick talk about what it's going to be like to be a buyer after the NAR effect takes place. And if you're unfamiliar with that, we talked about it in a previous video, but I'll run through a real quick summary of what's going on. So the court ruled the buyers will have to pay their own agents. It won't be coming from sellers anymore. So yeah, the buyers will have to either pay out of pocket or add to purchase price, or the sellers might offer some sort of concession. I know a lot of people are turned off by this. You know, they want to try to figure out a way to do it themselves, and I really can't harness enough that it's super important that you have representation. You don't want to just jump into a transaction. I know some people, I'll just ask a friend who might have purchased recently. I'll ask, my parents will help out. You got to be cautious of who you're asking. Your friend might have had like a really, straightforward transaction. Maybe they use an agent. They don't know the whole story. Asking like a family member, they might not have bought a house in 20, 30 years. So just like the market's going to change now, it's changed a ton since your parents or a family member might have bought a house. Just to give you like a quick example, I was working with a buyer and he found a house he loved, and it was an older house. We knew walking through was gonna need some updating, some work, but we didn't know the extent. I'm not a licensed contractor. He wasn't either, but he's, willing to do work. So we're walking through the house and he's like, I want it. He's like, it's a tough market. I know that supply's low. So we had this talk before. So he's in tune with what's going on in the market. And he's like, Dad, waive the inspection. That's fine. And me personally, like it's completely fine if you want to waive your home inspection. If you're comfortable with that, we can do it. Obviously, it'll put you into, it'll give you a competitive advantage when it comes to the seller looking over any other offers, because it's less obstacles for them, but in your case it's more risk. So in just discussing that with them, I said, well, maybe you might want to get like a home inspection just for after purchase and sale. If you're unfamiliar with what purchase and sale is, it's a more formal write-up. On the first offer when the original offer that you write, it's a legal contract. It has dates and stuff like that, but it doesn't have like fine stuff like in writing, like, okay, the fridge or the wash and dryer is going to be included. The purchase and sale has all that stuff written down. It's informal. It's written up by the attorneys and signed by both sides, and then another consideration will be given from the buyer. Consideration is money. So I said, well, maybe just write it down just for your own knowledge, because I knew it was going to be him, and he's going to have some occupants in the house too. So I was like, oh, it doesn't hurt to know. I mean, when I bought a house, I had someone walk through and tell me a bunch of different things that I can do and stuff I should, it acted like a punch list. Like I knew, okay, this is super urgent. I should get to this. This is something I can do in time, and this would be nice. So it can be, like I said, a punch list of things to do. So I personally feel that you should always have a home inspection. And two, you're also spending like maybe $500,000 on a piece of property, and you're gonna be living inside. So it's kind of, I feel as though it's really important to know all you can about something you're spending that much money on. You can spend that much time in, and you might be even moving in loved, family members you love. So he said, okay, yeah, all right, well, we'll have one, and we'll have it after person sale. It won't affect the offer. So we had the person sale, and then the next day we run over, we have a home inspection, and I mean, walking in, that they're gonna tear it apart. They always do. I mean, I was walking a home inspection once, and I'm talking to the guy, and all of a sudden he just bends over and takes a picture of the crack in the driveway. Like, he's gonna pick apart everything. Is that a red flag? No. Is that a reason why you're not gonna buy the house? house? Absolutely not. So, but it's exactly what you want them to do. You want them to, you try and get a punch list and you want to know every single thing. It's like a physical for the house. You want to know, okay, what's going on? So we go on the basement where he was going to make like a little playroom for his kids, and we find a couple different things that are super red flags and needs his attention immediately before he even brings anybody down into the basement. We found asbestos, which can be really harmful if you breathe it in or ingest it. And we also found knob and tube wiring, which is an outdated electrical system that can be like a fire hazard, something you need to update. You need to find out if it's active. It was active in the house, so he obviously had to attend to that really fast. Between those two things, that can just automatically go to the top of his list. Fortunately, there was no structural issues. But again, walk it through with your agent. I'm not a licensed contractor, but in my own experiences, like I've seen people, waive a home inspection. They find things that they need to attend to immediately, and you can get really excited about a house, and it's good to have someone there that's representing your best interests. And he was very thankful after he reached out, like again and again, sent me a card, and was super thankful that I pushed him to do that. Another example, if you want someone who's in the middle between yourself and the seller, especially between yourself and the seller's agent, because sometimes when you're talking to the agent, they're like so funny, they're so personal. Like, believe me, all agents are personal. They all talk a lot. Remember back in class when there would always be like the kid that would talk too much and you'd have to sit across the room. The teacher would always separate him from his friends. If you want to know what those kids are doing now, they're all in real estate. That's all we do is talk. So the agent is super personable, and you start opening up and you're telling them stuff, but you don't realize that seller's agent is representing the seller's best interest. So everything that you tell them, they're going to use that. They might actually use that against you in the negotiation process. So you don't want to all of a sudden go to that negotiation and you're like, they know all this stuff about you, or they have all this experience, and you're kind of like outgunned, for lack of better words. But you don't want to get in that, because you can end up losing thousands of dollars. You can get something get into like terms of an offer that like don't really work for you, but you didn't, they kind of had you in a place you spot you didn't want to be in. So you want to make sure you always work with an agent. And I know that it can be like a little bit of a pricier commission or fee, but your agent might be able to work around that. You can always add it to your purchase price and get money back at closing. Sometimes the seller will be willing to offer a concession, which will be like a gift to the buyer they can use at their free will. So there's a bunch of different things you can do. You can obviously also pay out of pocket, but it shouldn't deter anybody from using an agent, because unfortunately, like walking there, you don't always know the market. Have access to MLS, you have access to their experience, their networking, and those things can be invaluable, especially when you talk about moving your family into a home or moving yourself in it. It's super important. So thank you so much for checking into the video. I'm going to put the buyers and sellers guide down below. I just want to give credit to my team over at Power Agency, helped me put that together. We also did a brochure for buyers coming in this new market. I'll put that down in the link too. And as always, you can reach out, email, text, call, and I'm happy to help you guys. So thanks so much for checking in the video, and have a great day.